And penyufo a esi nkonya ebejo omajo ntire yewra yawo Asani Tano national organizer dema LPG Liberal Party of Ghana yenua Kingsley Amaliba as a national communication team member edema the opposition National Democratic Congress sanso ana yewra Jonathan Adams ono so Semtroni oye editor edema 24news.news oko online also betimi follow the news nyina ewo hono penyafo mama wakwa abanwumre apo me de Uncle Joe dem say share check akra
this year I am say this is the second time I'm
baba ya ba nwumre and this is the first time
this is the first time me krana menim say was start here so onim say one of my concern is say ya increase time
no ya increase amount 2 hours
increase time no yem say
obenya bre a chire nsemu
e beda mpenifo so ase say omo atie concerns
yes okay
go from there
Amaliba
yes sir
okode
emiadom
yes chase mami chase mfamfiri ho no yɛmfa wo mpra prempendwa yɛ NDC NPP internal election e course o my branch executive elections awie na o madu constituency utie report whereby o few pockets of a conflict be course few constituencies but over in January the Rebecca's about 90-95% successful HM course wo hu ne sen
we know that my mama wa jo na nchia bushafo ajebreti imre
bushafo that
nchia me party mpenimfo ina na nchia abushafo a no mo ahyemu wa ha. Well, we are in the second year after the December 2020 elections. And as required, all the political parties are organizing internally just to position themselves proper for the next 2024 elections. And both major political parties, NDC and NPP, are on the process of reorganizing. About a month ago, polling station elections. And Yehunyoma, of course, were in Pempino and Yenika. But so we share about to a course now. The polling station elections, set a tone for the unfortunate event that will follow subsequently, because according to the internal structures of these major parties, NDC and NPP, it is the polling station executives, Wamonomuyi constituency, the constituency intends to region, and all of them will come together to elect national and then subsequently the flag bearer. So it means, it presupposes that, particularly looking at how intense the NPP race is going to be, given a land faction, Nana Akufo-Addo and his family from Chebi faction, also led by Baumia and those groups, looking at the recent animosity and internal political rancors among them now, very obvious. It is not going to be internal family issues as usual. So the matter is getting murky and murkier, because Oshe Omampini Akufo-Addo in the second term, the point is, it took a longer time for him to be able to come out with a full list of appointees. Why? Because we heard that they needed to do a lot of screening and rescreening to ensure that they are able to sieve the wheat from the chaff. So they be nipa ombenya omo, and they are beefing up omo delegate strength to favor omo side of the divide to win power and maintain it. They need to take time in order to get South, and that was the reason getting those people it take time. However, at long last, and by and large, to the larger extent, we are there. And this morning, they started the elections. But, Hondo, to me, Nika na a jame ayem shishia so. So, say, ye footage is nibia police officers dressed in police uniform are voting in NPP primaries.
How?
Yes. Where? I have the videos on my phone. I can show them. I can share them with you. Really? For instance.
Okay.
A police officer.
The control room director say ayampa. Director patches be am was service show as
yeah, they can show it. They can show it. For a police officer to participate in internal political party organization and elections. Looking at the circumstances under which Ayawaso were gone, hooliganism occurred. The subsequent report from Mr. Meshot Commission report, and the brazen manner by which government white paper rejected the report and even refused to abide by the recommendations of Commission which set a tone for more deadly onslaught during the 2020 elections. Now, Nipa 8, Ewuya, Omampini Kufuadumpo, Enya Nuhu, Empower Mine and setting up a commission to investigate the circumstances leading to this heinous murder and deal with the perpetrators now. Now, so at the same time, Yahoo a CEO police ni penny brigadier general afọ Ajayami Adom ne baba konkunu ni abako abruchira and so be ensem de jano. You get it? Went and sat before the commission and claimed that they sent the soldiers to go and maim the drug protesters. That was the way he used. But also, he said, the lawlessness of our security agencies today, the level at which, don't also forget about the deployment of Mampusi soldiers to Boko. That led to an onslaught at Puabula community and the Boko highways. I call Shutum Kofubu Amonai, more videos will be Chewa airtime. Adam G8 brought a list of soldiers from Okoyano. Mampusi for them, Wamu Dean, Baby Ko school, Omo ranks, any barracks, or any unit of the military high command didn't deny it. The CDS invited Adam GH, Imawela Zubila and his team to his office for a conversation over the allegations they made or the issues they brought out. I read the excerpt of the report about the conversation of course between the police, the military high command and Adam GH. And the military high command can say the deployment of those Mampusi guys to Boko community was unavoidable mistake. Because they didn't know that they were Mampusis. Okay. They said, really? So, Niameka kusi na say, so Osha Subanya Abewura Abainimu, our famranye Duma, Ombushe, you couldn't nipa, or Mampirina yen and Nije, Assembisia, a Yabotosam Amano. Now she be able to dream. Now you got two abana a soldier for now, a post for the Omo, a Rasadi with more. A hard dream. Okay. And what internal elections, the manner in which they are rigging the elections to favor themselves within as if and I think say okay self almost say that was Subin Joy News interview one of the contestants of the chairmanship was saying in your friend call emergency meeting you could do or say and they are your only polling agent gra into your saying na ya free emergency meeting say enaduya o chan kwa ye koto aba polling station list aye de koto aba nimpo onibi baby so ye bi koya as much as 415 ye yi wo mudin free list nimu a disqualify o mo say they are not qualified, they are not eligible to vote. Na ye koto aba list na ye ya no, how do we get the list? We get the list through the polling station executives e be yi wo mo. So and in fact say studio how ye polling constituency a the number of polling stations are one, let's say 100. NPP for mu 5, here 7. And the NIPA 7 na be throughout these 100 polling stations, they will form the electoral college at the constituency level to determine who become the constituency executives. So now you at the branch level, you compile list at the constituency, you constituency executives you could do more you at the branches, listening. And this is happening within. So if NPP are doing this, a common dendan chem now most someone can some area, and they're punching the on my So what is happening within the NPP, it is not funny anymore. I have said it and I may continue to maintain it. Democracy is dead under Kufuado. And I want to urge my party. NDC, sorry, I can't democracy, any democracy by nobody in NDC shouldn't think, and no Ghanaian should ever think that democracy, you work from 92, no, that democracy is alive. Okay. That democracy is dead. Okay. And we must face NPP and President Kufuado according to their own terms because The man is willing to kill again and keep NPP, and we must stop him and avoid it.
And that's say I am say any NPP rep and all the reps of more people will be say elections because why that's all monitor and also a part of a year for almost election internet know who NPP reps no. I hear many issue. Yera, Asani Tano. Also so monitor. Now CPP chairperson and answer Pokua was any adjacent to cause NPP means the party is active. Sometimes party ne kusa is not good, say be promotive violence, but a party no competitiveness, no idea air cost will be a party no more day to be a person with me by no best soon say.
And I say, I'm in trouble, Honorable Daniel Newquarter Titus Glover, the incoming national organizer for the New Patriotic Party.
Wow.
I'm a chair, Yura Justin Kodria, the incoming general secretary for the New Patriotic Party.
Hey, now who will vote to her there?
I'm a chair, Nana K, first vice aspirant for Asante Achem South. I'm a chair, Safifuina. Many are to me, I may say, Kojina Antamaga show. And Okachi Bumangama, oh yes, you also my head. You see, and somehow, and we must say it as it is. As we speak, say, Obi, a shame, come, fine, come no more share, and I am Yanasun. Say, and then another danko kufuado. No matter necessary akoya. Anka yenyina said you kofi komsi money amanfo pie kan yenti na NPP etawto omo say they are the doyens of democracy na omo abo omo safo hene saa besi saa mre na omampan kofo ebeji abanwa no 2000 obetra so enye so omampan kofo ye adwuma sonko bio. But the fact is, say, we had been in military rule for a very long time. Now, some military man also no. Of course, son atade. Na obeka say oye civilian. I say obia say be wabodam ayasa na yare. Kakra be hu for the edaso ho. Until you free sa era of military so-called civilian rule no. And now for us, no, we knew, say, even in the so-called civilian Rawlings for the 2 terms, no, it was not a civilian rule. Into Mampanko for better so or no by a purely civilian. And when I hear say, okay, so see, this is a pure and organic civilian rule. Until no more year, say, or buy no, so or share party no and na party na can say na and any honor. Of course, we are but we share party no could be a certain pencil and a my party no are attractive. Now all the corner to Ghana or to the party for it to Ghana for so and the party for now. And another danko kufuado, the lawlessness in the NPP has permeated so deep to the extent says, see, I know, I'm sure say. What country almost a monton pure takaka? To the extent, sir, I was thinking, and I'm sure many people have been thinking, say, Tamo Moko polling station elections in Rechi. Na kunti ba omo twetwen yenyina. Anka omo de beye enfanto ho. Nanka second way omo komu. Nanka omo akọ asomdwem. Because anto kọ na sisi wo polling station elections ni nyina no. Commentators are whole, including myself and most of the people within and without, NPP 4, NDC 4, Liberal Party 4, all other parties, I can say, or more believe say, or more the another example to the or more common for the second term, no, and the subsequent ones, no, and Kabaya Jobro, but no. Or more paying for General Secretary Baba Tona, no mutual can say, the course no, and yet so to the subsequent ones, no, or more feel say.
Okay.
Up to date.
My main kind I refer say ye koso a okutu a okase ye mfoni na police ni no kokoto na ba no ye NPP na wo hwe we sure say police ni.
You see, it must be confirmed first. This guy is nowhere. There's nothing like police.
That shows that this guy
yes.
Because as for this kind of type of dressing, when you say sometimes mo ye bibi na se CID for ekwa guys no more SWAT team no mo hye we but we can't sit here and say this is police.
Yes, this can easily be identified or investigated and gotten to know whether he was a service person or not. Because under normal circumstances, or a police in here, we will see some badge or something Yeah. You see, so let's assume, without admitting, say
because bulletproof jacket in a no.
When you bulletproof, a
vest a channel,
but
body
body suit in accoutrement no actually say be a security something. But you know,
unless you bring evidence
exactly. Officer. Because I'm sure that even the police themselves will investigate to find out to whether say
police officer is there. You know, you can see boldly how it's identified.
Right. Okay. So we would get to the bottom of it. And maybe a question I will pose it to me about Nakuma. So you pose the question to me as if to say I am still a CPP person. Which is not right.
No, I'm not saying so you're a CPP person. I was trying what I can't say instance I may cite about the CPP chairperson.
And also say
also the idea and a party near active in Crawford.
So
Crawford is fighting for the party because the party is attractive to many.
And from her analysis in there, I'm not surprised say spousal abuse course. Just when you're na and just say our more the pa and yes I know patch
nya wari asem party asem na
so ekono mo kono ye opposition there obi a wo opposition no baka say nya odan che say em say wo so dabra baby ofi ba na ho edin kakra ye de pa only say I'm praying say e mo enkum ni pa ba say ba so tropa ye mbobi ohun na ye hu wo mo su no wo ban na ekon so de wo nkon wie we mponi o afi no mo be graduate and I almost say ntokwa graduate from bad to worse and from
branch to constituency from constituency next one a region from region they go to national from national they go to a flag bearer
be so jabutu because you see at every stage of the process no in Crawford mafia and Crawford people have their own interests and assemblyman election no ekoba yenti edi omo veti omo ayese appoint eko delay for 1 year no because the certain administrator and now the Danko for Dr. Bomia they want a certain group of people that will do their bidding and for that matter they must be very selective. If you are tilted towards the other faction trouble for you so that one they will eliminate you so the mafiaistic action no mo take care or mo yin Crawford film no there and massa they will go continue until na mama obi so dey better just say pa omo ye delegate na abon no ko ba yo said the list no ko ba ye you omo film about 400 and something no and you omo moja betwa so and you to ko mbet kono apart from that no asem no war court injunction that so why would you want to jump the gun no and to try something lawlessness na ebi no undemocratic and another dan kokufado that is what we are seeing. For me it is sad, but for opposition every opposition member should be happy, but the fight does not mean say the party is becoming attractive. It is rather becoming a nuisance to the governance system of this country.
Era Jonathan, your take on this? Is it a positive sign for NPP as a party, and I say it's taking them back to the dark days?
I mean, my mentia before ne mentia menu no ma ya bishia wo ha. Na men can say when it comes to internal wrangling and also internal fight in the political party, especially in Ghana, what we are seeing is not new, but the metimia can say I take it more or less a different dimension. Yes, mean to mean kai a particular political party on more core elections, polling station elections especially, who say are degenerating into this kind of infighting. Now, national executive have been now you postponed it, now you police case, now you no. To the extent that sometimes even you have shooting incidents, polling station elections. I can recall one instance, but there are a number of internal elections among political parties, including today's opposition NDC, where you have a lot of and serious infighting. And for me, it's not out of the ordinary. It happens. And when it happens, for me, the most important thing is how the leadership of that party betumi manage sa infight no na enkoye say at the end of the day no ebe affect omo political fortune going into the elections, because so we share what is really the election is about. No? The election is basically about electing leaders ama the party to win general elections and not internal elections. So if you are not able to manage your internal affairs, it will be very difficult for the ordinary Ghanaian there to believe, say, indeed, you can manage the affairs of the whole country. So, for me, what is happening today in the NPP should send a clear signal to them, say, this alone can contribute to their defeat in 2024 if it's not managed well. Why? Because, like I have said, so we say just internal elections, polling station elections, you can't manage them, you are always fighting. Then of course, if you don't take care, you are sending a wrong signal to the ordinary Ghanaian, the one who is going to vote for you. And you know, Sammy, you must understand this thing, this element in our elections. Apart from any other element I will consider in our elections, when Ghanaian is voting, one of the things I'm taking into consideration very key, the peaceful nature of that particular political party. If the political party is tagged to be violent political party, of course, consider yourself rejected. And I believe some political parties have taken lessons from this. And they are moving away from social, they are moving away from this kind of infighting and all this kind of struggling and whatever it takes in their internal elections. Sammy, so the elections and the infighting also, some people can say, indeed, it means the party is becoming more attractive. I beg to differ. It is not becoming more attractive. Because if you look at the issues people are raising, for which reason are omu elkuya adie bakope said there's no transparency. Omu feel said they've been cheated. They omu feel said they will be cheated. So if there's no transparency, you can't tell me say when people are raising issues about transparency, it means the party is becoming attractive. No. People are defending their right, defending what is due them. And that is what they are fighting for. If you belong to the NPP today, some people who belong to the NPP today, they don't want to move away from the party. But they as well don't want a situation where what belongs to them also will be taken away by using undue process. So what the people are fighting for me, is transparency. Emu bibia nda ho kama.
Se nipa no luso oni se bibia e French emu luso.
Enti se bibia da ho a obohu say then those people would, if they are defeated, accept defeat. If they are not defeated, they will celebrate victory. But if that is not what we are seeing here now, then of course what we expect, and I said the Obehune say, they would always be fighting to defend what is due them. Sami, so share also the video na who can WhatsApp no video now shows no. Yes, I think say one of the things also we should be careful about. They say although there are internal struggling and infighting in the ongoing process, election process, I mean some of this information we should verify them before, because social video now. I was very surprised. Say police officer in the uniform will go and partake in elections. I'll be very surprised. So when I saw the video, me say me hu ne tag and I say any identification e betimi aba ne say at the end of the day nipa no or your police ne ampa. What I would do, ne say I'll call on the IGP to sanction that person. But from look of what we are saying, I don't think that person is a police officer. Of course, from what we have seen. But me did say the way our dress, and my dream say Abia obey a police officer.
Because we have seen this kind of dress, or more Edomokoya was West Ogon. We've seen them. 2020 election, we see people of national security operative wearing this kind of attire. Most often. Exactly,
but you should know, say, even the military camouflage, people buy it on the market, on the open market, and use them for different activities. Even the police officers, their uniforms and other items of the service, some people acquire them illegally and use them for their own activities. But if indeed anybody from the service would engage in such a thing, which is not allowed by the law, I think that person should be dealt with.
Okay. All right.